Hey, Joes. Brother Head here. Before we get started today's show, just a quick little heads up. Stay tuned after the end credits for a little, continuation of the adventure. Plus, after that, we have some behind-the-scenes shenanigans. But that's for after the show. Let's get started with the actual show.
And I'll recap briefly. You are on Cybertron. You have been on Cybertron for 3 days since our last adventure, and you are making your way towards the point where you believe the space bridge should be touching the planet, or coming close to it, or creating the warp pole. None of you are quantum physicists, so you're not sure exactly what the vocabulary there is, but you estimate you're about 40 miles away from that, and you've been pretty steadily walking towards it for 3 days. You're also not out of food, but you're starting to get low on food and water. You've seen some wispy clouds and maybe heard a peal of thunder one time, but you have observed no direct precipitation and found no puddles, no rain barrels, no alien giant robot equivalent of those things. So you've had no access to any sort of water supply other than what you have brought with you. So you're not low, but it's a thing you're starting to become concerned with, because not only have you not reached your objective yet, but you have no obvious way off this planet. You hail a jump down, and you're not sure about Star Brigade's VTOL or landing and relaunching capabilities, since they came up in essentially a souped-up, slightly modified space shuttle.
Excellent. So,
go ahead.
Where are we at? You said 3 days.
Best guess. Could be anywhere from 1 to 5, but you're reasonably sure it would be about 3.
Okay.
And you have seen in the entire 3 days that you've been walking, jogging, sneaking, you basically haven't seen very many people. There were a couple of people walking kind of off in the distance, but they're all of the giant alien robot variety and not doing anything overly hostile or threatening. So just kind of left them alone. And that certainly doesn't have to be the case from now on, since you are in charge of your characters. It's just me kind of setting up the attitude towards what you're facing. So,
a world where ruthless terrorist organization is determined to rule the Earth.
Cobra! Attack!
A world where sometimes machines are more than meets the eye. A world where heroes are determined to stop the forces of evil, whether it be man, snake, machine, or something else. A world that needs heroes.
Yo, Joe!
A world that needs the Energon protocols.
in a planet the size of Saturn that at one point looks like it had trillions of people on it, because you have done nothing but walk through urban areas, you have seen little to no people. And I'm using the word people loosely. It's been 3 beings, none of which you interacted with. There was one guy kind of walking around off in the background, and there are 2 guys fighting. This was this morning, a couple hours ago. They had like a running gun battle. They ran down a main thoroughfare type street, ran down an alley, and by the time you decided whether or not you wanted to assist one or the other, they were essentially gone. You're not sure where they went to, and engaging in that type of firefight where you don't know anything is less than ideal. So we're going to pick up best guess according to your watches. It's about 1 in the afternoon. You've been walking since you woke up at 5 or 6 this morning. Cybertron is not spinning. So the same portion that is sticking through the skybridge is still sticking through the skybridge. And you have no idea if it's possible that the bridge is rotating at the same time as Cybertron, or if simply Cybertron is not rotating. And that it makes it impossible to judge axle tilt and all that other good stuff. So it's always been the equivalent about 6 in the afternoon. So it's just starting to get dark, but you can see the sun, and there's still enough light to call it day. And you are walking down essentially what has been like, you would call it a main street in a city, but you've been following it for basically 24 hours. So this thing is 15 to 20 miles long so far, and goes off as far as you can see.
Does it feel like this is leading us in the direction of our target, though?
Yes.
And I say we double time it. Like, come on, Beachhead would be kicking our asses if we didn't fucking huff this one out. Like, he does this each morning for fun, so let's do this.
Classified, who hasn't actually said anything in the last, looks at him and says, I don't know if it's going to matter. Everything that we know about this place is wrong. First time I saw it, it looked like it was teeming with life. We were terrified because there was a planet so much bigger than covered in giant robots, some of which we could actually see from the equivalent of space. And now they're all gone. This is a dead planet. I don't even know what we're doing.
What we're doing here is we're stopping them from stealing the Earth's resources, so let's go blow up whatever the fuck it is that's stealing them and stop that.
All the resources on Earth are not going to make a dent in this place. You see how big it is? And what do they need with water? They don't drink it.
Don't ask me, but they're taking it, and so we're going to stop them.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter why they're doing it. To me, the big thing is they're doing it, and they need to stop doing it.
Exactly.
I'm all with the plan. Let's blow some shit up.
Well, and as much as I get behind seeing some people who are really good at a thing do that thing really well, my question is this: if we blow that bridge up, what's happened? Like, we don't know what the hell we're doing here, and all the intel that we've had about this place is wrong. We need to find the data bank that has the backups of the transformer persons, the autonomous robots that we know, and get some help in understanding this situation. Because we don't know, based on how much energy that thing goes, if I take this, and he's been carrying this suitcase nuke, like, with no care whatsoever, like absolutely in a manner that no one should ever be handling a nuclear weapon, shakes it at every point. We don't know what it's going to do. It could end up destabilizing Earth's orbit. There is so much energy. We don't know. We need to find out some intel, which we can rely on before we start blowing shit up. You haven't heard classified like this ever before.
You have any idea where to find it on how big is this fucking place?
Best guess is Cybertron is about the size of Saturn.
And we don't have any vehicles that we can drive?
We were hoping to find a vehicle here or a friendly, but that's a bust, it looks like. As Classified said, all our information is kind of kapooey.
Out the door?
Well, if there isn't anything in this giant empty place that Scaffold can't turn into a vehicle, then we need to find one of the locals, and we need to get some answers out of them. Whether or not they've got arms and legs at that point, I don't care. And then maybe we'll have enough scrap for him to build something for us. But we need to take the offensive. We need to interact with us, because just walking down this endless street with the intention of setting off a suicide bomb at a bridge, which we don't know what anything is going to do, is not a good thing.
If we're looking for parts, we need to figure out what their equivalent of a graveyard is, because they typically don't have a lot of security. They wouldn't be using the parts the same way we would. They would probably consider what we're doing with them desecrating, their friends and family members. But again, because it's not the kind of thing most people do, they probably wouldn't have any defending those dead bodies.
Well, this is definitely going on that intergalactic war crimes list.
Only a war crime after it's established.
It's never a war crime the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is the first time, gentlemen. Let's do it right. Set the bar high.
Okay.
Go do this.
So you're trying to draw analog comparisons between Earth and where a graveyard might be, and an empty planet full of giant alien robots, and where a graveyard or cemetery might be.
Yeah.
Why don't we try culture checks at 2 downshifts? Classified, yours is probably let's keep yours at -2 because you've got other stuff going on, even though you might know a little bit more than them.
What about science? Can I argue that one?
No.
Is there anything that I can connect into, anything that looks like a computer port, or anything that looks like it may be connected to a live computer that I can?
Yes. There are essentially like Cybertronian equivalent of USB ports everywhere.
Excellent.
It doesn't matter. I rolled with a snag and I got a 5 on both dice.
Nice.
I'm like, that's the way to start the game.
I'm rolling with a snag as well, and I got a 4.
I don't have any dice in there, so that would make it an auto fumble. Is that correct? 2 downshifts?
Oh, yeah. 2 down. Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know crap.
Okay.
Yeah, same. So I don't even want to venture a guess.
I know less than crap.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not even trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to connect in and see if I can actually get the computers.
Okay. Everyone but Classified then make an alertness roll.
Hey, I can do that one. No, I can't.
Dirty 20.
That is a whopping 4.
Awesome. And he's the only one that succeeded?
Well, I got a 12.
Okay. So, Scaffold, you hear a noise and you spin around to confront or prepare for this noise. Hardman, you recognize the sounds of fighting, and you also turn around in the same direction that Scaffold turned around. And about the time that Reaper is reacting to this and Classified's kind of off into Cyber La La Land, a door bursts open and a giant alien robot spills out, covered with smaller, still giant to you alien robots that seem to be made out of spare parts.
Can we see any of their symbols?
No.
We found the robots, guys, looking for.
Yeah. So the mass of spare part beings, and you're not sure that they're spare parts, but they're obviously spare parts. Everything's like a different color. Arms and legs and torsos are different colors. The arms and legs are longer than their partners. Heads seem to have superfluous parts kind of super glued on, for lack of a better description. And all of these beings are 8 to 9 feet tall. The other guy, the one guy that they all seem to be attacking, is about 16 feet tall. Dressed is a word. Painted, more likely, in mostly white with like red piping or highlight. And he's speaking Cybertronian because he's screaming out and yelling clearly in insulting their mothers type tones as he's shooting a bunch with his laser gun. But he's also outnumbered by 20 to 1.
I'm going to look at Classified. Which side do we take? Do you know?
Your mission here is to get one of them alive. I don't particularly care which.
Roger.
Does that mean we get to kill all?
All right, let's do initiatives.
What I heard.
5.
6.
God, my dice hate me tonight. Maybe I'm swapping to my Transformers dice since we're on Cybertron tonight.
15 for Hardman.
Scaffold, you got a 6. Did I hear that?
That's right.
So that's 12 for me.
Okay. We'll call solo guy for now to figure out what he's going on with. He got 10, and the mass guys got 13. So, Hardman, you're first.
We're going to take aim from the small guys. And what do we decide on calling shots?
What do we say? 2 downshifts?
Okay, I'm not going to call him. I'm just going to take aim with my machine gun and take a shot at him.
Okay.
So I got a 6, 10, 28. God bless it. Dirty 20.
That hits.
That does 2 sharp damage.
Nice. Okay.
And that's it for me.
Bad guys. We're going to say that there are 10 of them. Even though the mass is slightly larger than that, they'll get the hint to run away or suicide you by the time everything kind of resolves itself. And 8 of them are going to continue attacking I hesitate to say white guy, but the single robot. And 2 of them will peel off because of Hardman's. What weapon did you use, Hardman?
Heavy machine gun.
His, bass rumbling staccato hits a guy. So that guy, one other guy peels off, and they're going to come and attack you. What are you defending with?
Strength.
Okay, so toughness.
Yes.
They seem to favor melee weapons. They're using like wrenches and lead pipes and, things of that nature. First attack is a 16. Second attack is a 9. Did those hit?
No, it was 17.
Okay. Classified, you're up.
So I'm going to attempt to speak in Cybertronian, which will probably, at least for the first one, represent a downshift. And I am going to attempt to... It's been a while since I intimidated a giant robot. Pull up my sheet to know what I have to roll. All right, so this is going to be a attempt to outwit the giant robot. I'm going to turn my turn the amplification in my, I keep forgetting what this ARM communicator thing is called.
HTB
access pad. Going to turn the amplification up, play the scream noise, and say, "By the will of Primus, you will all stand down." And let's see if that works.
Okay.
One downshift makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm certainly not going to argue if you're going to penalize yourself.
Well, no, I'm just trying to be reasonable to
No, you're
the
good.
situation. Clearly, he cannot hear me.
Okay.
Which makes sense. He is a giant robot, after all, and we are in the middle of a battle.
Yes.
Was it clear which one you were talking to there, Charles? Or targeting?
Apparently not.
Not even to us?
Not even.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 and a 2, respectively.
Those are bad.
Yes. You said, I would like to go to the bathroom inside the library, please.
Why do they even have
And they don't know what
bathrooms?
a library is. Fair enough. Or a bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, so classified solo guy. So he spins around. He has noticed that you are here, and he screams something in Cybertronian at you.
And I understand it.
Yeah. It comes across your auto translator thingy essentially as, what the hell are you?
May want to move further on down the initiative list as I try and think up a route for that.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Is there a weak one that I can somewhat isolate? My jetpack has a 40-foot aerial.
Hardman did blow a couple holes in one particular one who does not seem to react well to that.
Okay. I'm going to fly over to him, and I am going to clearly take aim with my element jet, which is an electromagnetic element jet. So it's very good against robots, and hopefully he can figure that out. And I'm going to use its alternate effect, which is intimidating, which lets me basically make an attack roll to intimidate him rather than to actually hurt him.
Okay.
You break off and stand down because this isn't our fight, but we need one of you.
Okay. Go ahead.
It's a good start. Oh, nice. That is 25.
Oh, yeah. He takes a couple steps away from the mass that are swarming over the white robot guy. And
Okay.
he doesn't raise his hands because that's like a human culture thing, but he places his hands out in front of you so you can see his palms.
Okay, and they don't have like Iron Man style blasters in the middle of them?
And that you don't see any particularly threatening holes or access ports in his palm. No.
All right, so yeah, I'll just keep gesturing with the tip of my gun the direction that I'd like him to go, which is to get him away from the rest of the car.
Okay. Reaper.
I am going to move up on the one that Scaffold has isolated and just pull my gun and put it at him.
All right.
And just kind of use it in a intimidating factor to get him to continue to go on.
Okay. Do you just want to be general threatening, or do you want to actually make an intimidation roll of some
Just
sort?
general threatening. I don't have any points in intimidation. I'll just be general threatening.
Fair enough.
Basically, a contingency. If he moves, I'm going to shoot him. Like, if he goes to attack, I'm going to light him up.
Yeah. That is plain by your gesturing.
Yeah.
Back to Hardman.
So there's the one that they led away, and there's still one more in front of us. And is his hands up also, or is he?
No, this is the same one. The one that you shot has been singled out by Scaffold and moved to the side. Reaper is currently covering him.
Okay.
There are 9 other of these little scrap guys attacking the one main giant robot guy.
Well, it's probably stupid, but Hardman's going to do something stupid. Let's get that out of the way now. I am going to try my suppressing fire.
Okay.
So as a standard action, I set my suppressive fire area equal to the multiple targets of my heavy weapon. It is now 10. So I need up to 10 enemies. Enemies who start their turn in that area or move into it have their toughness and evasion reduced by 5 until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And then I will make a targeting attack against their willpower.
Okay.
And if it's successful, they're frightened of me until the end of my next turn. I roll an 18 plus 4, 22.
Yes. Okay. All right. So after Hardman are the mass of guys. And they essentially leave. They scramble over themselves and not really run away, because a lot of them still face you as they're backing up, brandishing weapons in a threatening manner, but they are definitely making some sort of strategic withdrawal. And the guy that they were attacking, the giant white robot guy, fires a couple of shots as they're leaving, but essentially just kind of lays there on the ground, robot version of breathing heavily. Classified.
Okay. We are beings made of living rust. I take my my knife, and I cut to show blood coming out. And we are here to either stop your needless war or dissolve all of you into a light pulp. You can kill one of us. In fact, you can try and kill all of us that are here, but we are legion, and we will continue coming until you give us what we need.
Okay. He kind of cocks his head, kind of, puppy style. And you can see kind of the light in his eyes kind of flashing, like he's sorting through data, trying to figure out what you're talking about or what language you're speaking.
How is my Cybertronian at this? Should I roll for that?
Yeah, let's do that. That's
Well, already it's looking good. And that's before I roll the other dice. Okay. That is a 13 plus 12, 25 with a crit on the D12.
okay. If he, breathed air, he would have gasped. His head kind of rocks back, his eyes kind of widen, and he speaks in Cybertronian to you. He says, "You are small, watery flesh bags. Are you from that?" And he points towards Earth, which is readily visible right in front of you.
We have been brought from there in order to stop your war. Who claims you?
Everybody making another alertness check.
Hey, a whopping 9.
Good.
Well, my dice hate me tonight.
Yeah, well, that's good because they usually just hate me.
I know they have turned on me.
He has the good symbol on him.
Okay. Then I'm going to aim my gun at the little guy.
Okay.
That's apparently he's a good guy.
Yeah.
As I'm going to say it out loud. Looks like he's one of the good guys.
He looks a little weird. I mean, if the nearest kind of comparison you can make is if you and Reaper and maybe with some consultation with Classified tried to build an Autobot.
Okay. You said he's white with red piping, right?
The giant guy is. I was talking about the
The little. Oh, okay.
Oh, the little guy that we're yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And the little guy doesn't have any kind of symbol, right?
correct.
Has he said anything? Has he shown any sign of intelligence?
He has not.
Okay.
And in fact, he hasn't dropped his pipe or melee weapon or whatever he's got going on. And you can kind of recognize the cadence of like Cybertronian, or at this point, maybe a spoken language.
Mhm.
And he doesn't seem to be doing that. It's more like moaning or nonsensical noises rather than communicating some sort of syntax or idea.
Okay. So then I address the big guy. What's his deal?
Well, nobody knows exactly what they're called. And he almost seamlessly, in the middle of that sentence that I just uttered, switches from Cybertronian to American English. But we call them Junkion. We've been getting kind of some media broadcasts from your primitive little world.
Hey.
Well, let's face it, you are. But that's beside the point. Their closest thing I can come up with the 10 seconds I've been scanning your culture is their zombies.
Okay. Get out of here, you. Try and get him to run away.
So I'm going to look at Scaffold, and I said, that's all the parts you need. Finish it.
All right. He's a zombie. Do I need to attack roll? Like, he's pretty much at my mercy, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. I just bathe him in electromagnetic energy.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a couple of seconds, and he really doesn't resist a whole lot. He doesn't throw up his arm or, try and hide from the electromagnetic blast. He just looks at it in the same quasi-confused look that he was giving you guys until he kind of falls over and stops working.
That's what you get when you mess with this primitive little planet. All right. I wait for the energy to cool off, and then I start picking them apart. Any good parts?
Yeah, you assume there's lots of good parts. You recognize actuators and kind of networking modules, and I'm just shooting for random technical babble stuff. You're not sure you could build a Cybertronian life form with what you're looking at, but there's enough parts to do just about anything you want to do electronically.
All right. Now I'm going to address the big guy again. How would you feel if we reactivated him and drove him around?
And he gets up and he bow weep, and he bombs you and says that his name is Ambulon. And I don't care what you do with this, but I have to take this. And he pops open the chest cavity and pulls out kind of a metal ball looking thing with like a glow inside of it, and he crushes.
Huh. All right. Before I start picking apart this thing's corpse, what are you up to right now, and what do you turn into?
I'm trying to let me make sure of a couple of things first. You aren't like Earth criminals or something that are banished here because your Earth governments don't want to deal with you or anything, right?
No, those are the Australians.
We are not.
We're Earth freedom fighters.
We are here in order to support the autonomous robots, Autobots, and we are here to find the spark of the one named Data Point. He is the key to our two cultures understanding each other and wiping out the Decepticon threat.
How do you know about Data Point? He disappeared 1,000,000 years ago.
He's been alive on Earth and assisting us in understanding your culture so that this doesn't come to be another final war. You call yourself advanced. You've been able to destroy yourselves very effective. We need a different approach.
Well, at this point, I'm welcome to new ideas. And he makes an effort to kind of look at each of you in what you assume is some sort of friendly gesture, but his eyes keep being drawn back to Classified. And then he kind of approaches Classified and puts his palms up and says, "May I interact with you, organic being? Human? Is that what you call yourselves?
Yes.
May I interact with you?" And he's holding his hands out like he wants to touch you.
Yes, you may. Do I still have the connector thing from the torture in my hands?
Yes,
I offer him a data point.
he does. And from the outside, to everyone looking at the two of you, you both kind of start daydreaming for 5 or 6 seconds. But internally, you have a nice, deep, long conversation with Ambulon. He's definitely an Autobot. He's a medic or specializes in medicine. And he was built as a Decepticon, but defected 1,000,000 years ago. And you understand his sincerity that he's seeking a way to stop the war. And now he has this new problem. And since you're Earth fighting organics, maybe you can help or approach the issue from a different angle. And he's familiar with Data Point and kind of uploads like this 8th grade social studies history article, which is about a page and a half of Data Point and what he meant to Cybertronian culture and what happened when he disappeared.
I roll to keep it together.
Okay. Probably, well, there's no willpower roll. What else can we use? What do you suggest?
GI Joes don't cry.
Not yet.
That's just Decepticon. I'm thinking it's a willpower. This would be an attack on my will.
Yeah, okay.
How do I roll defense on?
You basically don't. I just try and hit you.
Exactly.
Okay. I have an 18.
Okay. Yeah, I don't get anywhere near that.
Okay. I hold it together, but wow, that proves that I'm here and that and that there's possibly a chance of.
Yeah. But he unplugs and kind of switches back to English and addresses the whole group. And he says, well, maybe if we had time, we could go look for Data Point's backup file. But something that concerns you are these Junkions. Their leader, his name is Retgar, and he's tired of the war. The Civil War has been raging for 3,000,000 years now. It's hard to keep track. A long time. And everyone's tired of fighting. And fighting has just become ingrained in our culture. And so many people have left to get away from the fighting and sought to create settlements and colonies on other worlds that there's almost nothing left of this place. We've hollowed it out in our search for Energon and stripped it of every possible resource. And we're just living on the smoke and the scraps. And Retgar and his Junkions are an attempt by the Decepticons to bolster their ranks by resurrecting dead Cybertronians. But the process corrupted their sparks. And this corruption is, what do you call it? A disease that spreads among our kind as like a computer virus. Myself and a few other medic-oriented personnel are inoculated, but not everyone on the planet is. But more importantly, Retgar has begun a plot to end the war simply by destroying everything. He's taking a machine near the planet's core that's going to blow up Cybertron, the whole thing, and turn this place into atoms that will regenerate into the universal flow. And that's particularly bad for you because it's going to happen any day now. And if that skybridge remains open, the blast will surely incinerate your tiny little speck of a world.
Well, one of the things that we do very effectively is kill things. So if that's a skill that it takes to save this planet, it's a skill we have in abundance. Point us the direction where Rekthar is, and we'll keep this place safe long enough to be able to solve these problems and get us back to Earth and Earth free of Cybertron.
Okay. I need everyone but classified to make a deception, a persuasion, or a streetwise roll, please.
I got a D8 in persuasion. 16.
Got a whopping D4 in Streetwise. I'm not rolling with snagging something. Holy crap, I got an 18 on that one.
I got an 11.
Okay. Pretty much good enough. So, just as a side note, he appears to be fairly friendly, but he's been asked twice now what he transforms into. And it's obvious that he's very studiously avoiding that particular question, just so you know. All right. I need a couple of repair rolls for the Junkion to turn it into some sort of vehicle.
All right. Well, I specialize in engineering, so I assume this is coming into play here.
Yep.
And you haven't asked for any kind of special kit, but I don't need one. Now I have Law of the Instrument, so whenever I need specific equipment, my primary tech, so my drone counts as that equipment.
Nice. Okay.
I'm just double checking. I think I can give myself an upshift on this.
Is it technology? Because I can give you an upshift on it.
Okay. And I can give myself an edge on it.
Okay.
All the dice.
Sorry, I can give you an edge.
Okay. Then I'm putting away the D12.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
I might have something.
I'll roll everything, and if you give me an upshift, then I'll just roll the D12 on top of that.
Plan of action. Nope, that doesn't work.
My D4. So 17 plus 8, 25, and highest on the D6. It's a critical success.
Nice. Okay. So you recognize at least 3 different kind of shape-changing components in here, but at least 2 of the 3 basically transform into the same kind of vehicle. He transforms mostly into an off-road motorcycle with like 2 sidecars on it.
2 sidecars with human-shaped seats?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. And besides the sidecars, a human-sized like main seat?
Slightly larger, but still operatable.
Okay. All right. Well, this can serve as about half of us.
Well, how many can fit on the seat? Can 2 people fit on the seat?
Yeah. Somebody's got to drive, somebody can ride, bitch, and 2 sidecars for the other 2 guys.
Yeah, we can all fit on.
Can probably drive better than anybody, even if it's not.
Reaper's already climbing into a sidecar.
Oh, wait a second. No, I've spoken too soon because I've got a hang up that says if I try and drive, I get down 1 on driving land and sea vehicles. So depending on what kind of a penalty.
Well, I just found it, and I can give you 2 upshifts.
Okay.
I'm going to get another sidecar and reload my.
So actually then classified, if you ride behind me, you can give me the upshifts I need to make sure that I can steer this weird thing right.
Okay.
All right. And classified, what is that for the audience at home?
So plan of action. At 5th level, you can grant a total of 2 upshifts to allies, either as 1 each or to 2 allies, or 2 upshifts to 1 ally.
Okay.
So I was wrong. I can't give you an upshift. I can give.
Right, kind of.
Okay. So, Ambulon, continue while you guys are working. And this takes an hour or 2 because the metal ball that he ripped out of the chest of the thing wasn't a power source, but it had something to do with the power source.
Do you need some of this Energon that I have currently in this container?
The Junkion stores are not full, but that's not really the issue. So piloting it, having enough energy to do so, now that it doesn't have to worry about thinking or transforming, is not a big deal. You can run this super high-tech motorcycle for 100 years on the Energon it's got in it. But you're still not 100% sure what he removed. The efficiency of like the controls and the response things seem to be lessened. It feels like he took the power steering out of the motorcycle, but it's still drivable. It's just a little harder to turn.
Can I do an advanced technology or not that this is something that's correctable?
Yes.
Okay. Pull all these darn dice. Any chance, Scaffold, that you can give me a hand, even if it's just holding stuff out of the way here, to give me an edge on this?
Yeah, probably.
All right. That's what I like to hear. Okay. Well, that's an interesting number. So will a 32 work? Crit on the 20, crit on the 12. Why on this one? Why?
So you can bypass the spark with a splitter to refeed the bio matrix technobabble stuff back through the doohickey thingamabob. That's a scientific term. And get it to, you don't get any upshifts, but you don't have any downshifts to any piloting roles that you're going to make here shortly. At some point, while kind of the finishing touches are being put on this scaffold, Ambulon kind of pulls you aside and he starts looking for like a data jack, kind of like classified gave to him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and when he doesn't see one or he doesn't see you like present anything, he kind of sighs and then, activates his voice box so he can speak to you in English or whatever primitive dialect you guys are spitting out.
Again with the primitive.
He's an advanced civilization. He's been alive for 3 million years. And he says, I don't know if you noticed, but there's something wrong with your friend. And he kind of nods his head towards classified.
Friend is a stretch.
Work colleague.
Co-killer.
There you go.
What? Okay, colleague. All right.
Killer works.
We've seen this in our people who have accompanying robots, not pets, but one step above that. We call them, and he gives you some weird Cybertronian word that doesn't translate super well, but he kind of thinks about it for a moment and says he's having mini-con withdrawal.
Huh. Now, when you say mini-con, Deceptive-con? Like any relation, or is con just where you all throw?
It's short for construct. It's just a generic word, like all of your people are men.
All right. So what are not just the symptoms, but what's the fatality rate of mini-con withdrawal?
It's significant enough to be concerned. I have no data on how a mini-con withdrawal affects organics because, to my knowledge, no mini-con has ever bonded with an organic. But in our culture, it's about a 10% fatality rate, and an additional 10% are essentially withdrawn from primary communication or living.
Okay, that's bad.
Yes.
So, not to feed the junkie, but if we get him his mini-con back, does it tend to go away?
It does. Until the next time it disappears or gets destroyed or died.
Sure, but then we deal with it next time.
Okay.
All right, thanks for the heads up.
Sure. I would love to write a paper on him if I can have your permission, because this is a fascinating case. It's never happened to organic before.
Not really my place to give you permission. You see, we are sentient life forms, rights and stuff.
Yes, but everybody knows how an army works. You aren't the commanding officer.
Well, there's that, but also ask him.
But,
I'm as far from the boss of him as it comes.
But what if he says no?
Yeah, that's how, autonomy works.
He pshaw.
Like 5 million years old, and he's still 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difference in culture, okay?
He's acting like a children's toy.
But it takes you 30 or 40 minutes to fine-tune everything, and the motorcycle with the dual sidecars is ready to go. Okay. He explains that he basically wants to take us to an underground level that leads into some mines, which leads into the deep core. Nobody knows where Rekgar is, of course, but he's going to be at the core of the planet because that's where he needs to be to blow it up.
All right. Well, let's do this. So does he transform or not?
Who?
The Ambulon.
When you guys start leaving on the motorcycle, he does not transform. He runs alongside of you.
So I ask him, I yell out to him, so why don't you transform? What's up?
That is a strange story. When I was first created, I was a Decepticon, much to my shame. And I was one of the first wave, or me and my compatriots were in the first wave of, what's the Earth word? Combiners. But on our second mission ever, all of my fellow combiners were killed, leaving only me, and I have not been able to bring myself to reconfigure my matrix. So my alt form is a giant left leg.
Gotcha. You can't turn into a vehicle? Just a giant leg?
Just a leg.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you travel for basically a day. It takes you an hour to get to the place where the underground levels start. You travel down through various underground levels for 8 or 9 hours, and then you get to mines which you travel through for about another 10 hours. And then you get into like the deep core, which is still, a million miles across and just vast open space. But when you kind of emerge onto stunning vista of the core of Cybertron, you are impressed by the fact that, it looks like there's a little sun in the middle where the exact middle of the planet would be, even though it can't be more than 100 miles across, which is still large, but inside the space that you're in, it seems bigger than that. Because the only thing your small little human minds have ever imagined as this sort of power source is the sun. So you immediately kind of project that scale onto it. And all around, it's almost like a Dyson, because there's the core of the planet, which is basically Energon, in the middle, kind of floating, prisoner of its own gravity. And then all around it are the last remnants of the mantle of Cybertron, which isn't a full sphere surrounding the core, but it's 75 or 80% of that space. And you've been traveling for, like I said, another whole day, which is probably a little bit longer, but, what little control you had over your electronics, like watches and times of day, kind of short out this close to a planetary anomaly like the gravity core of the planet.
Does it affect anything in my head?
You've got a little bit of a headache, but it doesn't seem to be affecting your ability to think.
Are HTV still recording?
No.
Copy that.
So from what everyone knows about Classified, this should be like the greatest moment of his entire life. He's noticing it, but he's barely reacting to it. All right, everyone, we're getting into the thick of it. If it moves, kill it. Don't even wait.
I like those kind of orders.
Roger.
I figured you've been waiting for them for a long time. Don't shoot the heart of the god over there, because that could probably have some negative consequences. Probably not, but you never know.
Ambulance says, yes, that is very much the bad consequence. If that core goes, that plant, that sun, that little miniature source of energon that's slowly being siphoned away to power the Decepticons' tyrannical rule, that's what Retgar is trying to destroy. If he blows that up, the whole planet goes with it. And an Earth-sized level of shrapnel will bombard your planet in an extinction level event and kill everything.
And that would ruin our whole day. So just keep the guns pointed downrange.
Copy.
Got that.
And just add a little drama. The day that you've been traveling and you've been drinking and eating, you are now to the point where you're going to have to start rationing, or you're going to start getting downshifts for starvation and dehydration.
Gotcha.
I will be rationing.
Given Classified's more or less complete disregard for his own personal state, let me know when I would start, if it's a situation where I should be taking a downshift.
Okay.
Reaper will take control in charge of making sure everyone's rationing food, water, even kind of taking charge of Classified on that, making sure he's doing so as well.
Yeah, he won't resist that, but he won't do it on his own.
Yeah, the medic would take charge of that situation.
Why don't you give me a medicine check? Again, mostly for the drama.
Okay, let me see, because I have like all these dice I do on medicine. That is a 23, a 19, and a 4 on a d6.
You've got some iodine tablets and some glucose kind of IV bag kind of things. You can keep Classified even with you guys for a couple of more days. So about the same
Gotcha.
time you guys start starving, he'll start starving.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. So the other thing we have to deal with is scale, because it's probably still about 4,000 miles to the point where you can affect that star-like thing in the middle of this humongous friggin' room. So maybe consider, I keep kind of taking the tack that you're down here to blow it up. So I was going to say, if you can probably get that suitcase nuke into the core, you might be able to blow it up. But then I'm like, no, that's not really the goal here.
Not actually the goal, actually trying to prevent that.
Yeah. But
I mean, once we shut the space bridge down and we get Cybertron back on its side of the fucking galaxy, that might be a plan.
oh, sure. But the space bridge initiation beam is on Earth. and you're, you may have been within 30 or 40 miles of probably where it was touching the planet, but now you're a day of travel and 40 miles away from that.
Yeah, I know. I know. Reaper is well aware of that. We are off mission big time.
Well, there's kind of a new superseding mission.
Yeah, I mean, shut down the space bridge, planet blows up on its side of the galaxy. Oh, well. Were we really going to make it off anyway? They didn't give us a suitcase nuke for no reason.
Mathematically, if the space bridge does shut off automatically with half a planet sticking out of it, there is a possibility that half a planet could end up by gravitational forces basically crashing into our planet, which, again, will ruin your whole day.
It definitely would.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling the whole day's going to be ruined one way or another. Go big or go home.
That's why they give us the suitcase nuke.
Exactly. It can't crash into the planet if it's burning embers and ash, right? Right?
That's not how physics works.
I mean, I'm a medic.
And a good one.
And I like to blow.
So, after a day of travel, to which you are now officially at concerning levels of rations and water, you are in the center of Cybertron, which is probably still 1,000 miles or more, 2,000 miles from where you're standing to the opposite side of the planet, or in this center area. And in the middle is about 100-mile sphere of pure Energon, which represents the last of the energy on this whole planet. Retgar, according to Ambulon, is planning on blowing that up.
Why?
Because he's essentially Cybertronian version of undead, and he doesn't like that, and he doesn't like the war and the fact that the war is responsible for making him undead. So he would rather have everything be annihilated than to continue suffering.
He's kind of Gen Y.
Okay, yeah. So, in theory, Ambulon says he is down here somewhere, but you're inside a sphere it's slightly smaller than the planet Earth itself. And you got to find this guy before he blows up the 100-mile ball of nuclear energy in the middle of the space.
All right. I assume there are ports around?
Everywhere, constantly.
Okay. I'm going to hook up and see if I can get any security feeds or anything which would indicate that this Retgar guy, where he might be or what he might be targeting.
And what else do you want to do?
I want to ask Classified if he can attempt to find any place on this planet that may have resources for us, such as, I don't know, wherever the hell that fresh water's going, because we need water to drink and food to eat. Those planetary resources would be very critical for us to know where they're at right now.
I've already looked. There's nothing organic kicking around in this area. The Decepticons don't take any prisoners, or at least organic ones. I will say that we might be able to get water out of hydrogen.
I'm just keeping cover with my gun.
But that'll take us sitting down for a little while and figuring out the technology to do that. And frankly, we don't have time for that right now. Maybe we figured out how to eliminate the threat to us. But I mean, what, you want to live forever?
I'd like to live long enough to complete my fucking mission.
Reasonable. But at the moment, needs must.
I lean over at Scaffold. I'm going to go, I don't think he's human anymore. Or at all.
Retgar in his robot form and his alt form, which is basically a garbage truck.
Man, they rolled a 1 on their alt forms this time.
Yeah. So, step 1 is finding the guy. How are you going to do that?
I guess I'll take to the air, like scout from above.
Okay. Make a alertness at 2 downshifts.
Oh, no. Well, that's a fail then.
Simply for scale.
All right. Then, yeah, I can't pass that.
Okay.
I can give you plan of action 2 upshifts.
Okay. That brings me back up to my D2. And my result was a 3.
Okay.
I didn't say I could help you very much.
I mean, you did all you could.
And you technically got the roll instead of, auto-failing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Scaffold's going to fly around for an hour and do some scans and look at some pictures. What are the rest of you going to do?
Well, hard man, we can make a bunch of noise and see if we could draw them out.
Yeah, might as well. I'm just going to stand here with my gun, look pretty otherwise, so.
Okay. From this moment forward, just so you know, so long as you remain on Cybertron. If you roll a 1 in any sort of combat roll, you're going to run out of ammo.
Oh, Jesus.
Makes sense.
Gotcha.
So, what noise were you thinking about making then?
Let's see. What do we got?
I'm going to take the butt of my gun and slam it on the side of one of the buildings or the walls.
Okay.
Is there any type of roll or anything? Or
Yeah, you can. Well, what roll would you like to make?
I'd like to make a targeting roll because I'm really good at it, but I don't know if that's...
You're trying to hit the broadside of a barn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it feels more like it would be deception or intimidation or something, right?
Intimidation works. I've got a specialization in frighten. I don't know if that would help or not.
I give you 2 upshifts.
Yeah, which cancel out the 2 downshifts I was going to give him for scale.
Well, there you go. I got a... So would my specialization in frighten, does that affect it at all? Okay. So that would be an 18.
Okay, which is still pretty decent. All right. So we have scaffold covered. We have hardband covered. I'll reveal all rolls in a moment. I just want to see what the other 2 are due. Classified, what are you up to?
Sorry, I haven't hacked the computer yet.
Did you make a roll for that?
No, I did not. You kind of went on to everybody else.
Yep, please do.
Okie dokie. No, I don't think anyone can help me with this. Okay. Oh, that's good. 27, no crits.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What do you want to do? What do you want to know?
I want to access any security footage that I can to see whether or not anyone's down here. I want to see if there's any sensors, and failing all of that, I want to see what the best place to go if you wanted to blow this thing up, where the best place to do that would be.
Okay. There is an observational platform. It's approximately 100 miles away. Kind of if the Energon sun thing was north, it would be 100 miles southeast of your current position.
Do we still have the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. I explained this to the rest of the team.
Hello.
Reaper, what did you want to do in this scenario?
I was just basically standing around waiting for a firefight to start.
Okay.
There wasn't nothing for me to heal, nothing for me to shoot. I didn't have anything to do.
Okay.
They won't let me play with this suitcase nuke.
That was very yin and yang.
So classified comes up with the coordinates for the observational platform. And observational platform is a slightly subjective misnomer because according to the information you have classified, it's about the size of Yosemite. So it's sizable. And Scaffold comes back and has also observed this live. Since you're kind of in the inverse proportions of a planet, you don't have to worry about the horizon. You can see much farther than you normally would. And he has seen this object, which, you know, from 100 miles away is almost impossible to make out any details, despite the fact that you can see it. The only reason he can see it is because it's so huge, hundreds of square miles, and it's undulating. So it has something on it that is moving.
Okay, something.
And yeah, so between the two of you, that's basically where you know you need to go.
So one more thing I would like to do while I have access to the computer is see whether or not there's any security thing like alarms or something like that I can trip off.
There are not. The Autobots and the Decepticons have shared, well, not shared, but alternated control of the planetary network over the years. And the last time the Decepticons had it, they did away with all the alarms because they were just annoying.
Fair enough. All right, carry on, McDuff.
Okay. So you have to get to this other platform thingy. So it is capable of doing 100, 150 miles per hour. The only issue with that is, of course, that it's a motorcycle, so you're exposed to the atmosphere. So let's have Scaffold, or if Scaffold doesn't want to drive, I need somebody to make a piloting check, and I need everyone else. Well, actually, we're going to build in the conflict. So let me start with this. Scaffold, do you want to pilot the motorcycle to the observational platform?
Yes.
Okay. And you can have Classified give you whatever boosts he can to up your roll. Essentially, your difficulty number is going to be a 17. And for every 5 points you exceed the 17, we'll drop your time down by 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you can do max speed. However, whatever you wind up rolling is what everyone else is enduring. So your driving roll is also the hit check to do wind/burn damage to everyone else.
All right. Well, I rolled a 19 So I beat the diff.
2 upshifts and an edge.
Oh, an edge too? Well, but I rolled a 17 on my d20, but I'll roll again I got another 17. So exactly the same result. 19.
Okay.
And yeah, the 2 upshifts negate my penalty for being bad with not flying vehicles.
Fair enough. Okay, so you manage. You manage about 100 miles per hour, which means you get there in about an hour, since it's roughly 100 miles away, and the wind attack roll is also a 17. So, does that actually hit anyone?
What do we use to defend it?
Whatever defense you write. This is just like a regular attack.
Okay.
Nope. Reaper's good.
Herman's going to toughen it.
I'm toughing it out.
Okay.
If I can evade it, then I'm good.
Scaffold, I assume you can also withstand a 17 on one of your defense.
I figured because I was the driver, it wasn't affecting me.
Yeah. No. That's fair, because you also got the air suit, which protects you from that kind of stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, you're good.
All right.
Okay, so nobody took damage. So everyone's battle suits, you hunker down enough that it's minorly inconvenient, but not debilitating for anyone. So, okay, you pull up to this giant, it is 1,189 square miles.
That is a lot of miles.
It is a lot of miles. So you pull up essentially underneath this gigantic platform, which is 1,190 square miles, because it's an alien planet. It's always bigger and better. And now that you are closer, even though where it sticks out, and in order to have the physics to support it, it's 300 or 400 feet in the air from where you are underneath it. It is swarming with things, junk bots, junkions. And it looks like there are several hundred, if not maybe 1,000 of them.
Oh, well, this is just lovely.
No, this is absolutely expected. I look at Scaffold and look at the suitcase in my hand and say, fancy doing a bombing run?
Okay, sure.
This close to that? And he points at the core.
Are we that close to the core?
You're about 100 miles away from the core. The suitcase nuke probably has blast radius of a half mile, maybe 3/4.
Okay.
I've done the math.
Okay.
Did you do the math? If I
Okay.
can get away in time? Half a mile's a lot of jetpacking.
It depends on how high up in the air you can get.
Pretty high.
Also recognize that there will be a shockwave, and that might short out your jetpack depending on how things are going. And I know that you can fix things while you're flying. I'm not sure you can fix things while you're falling.
Yeah, I fix things while I'm flying because I have a jetpack. Fixing the jetpack would be a whole other challenge.
Do we have any tools that we can use even by cannibalizing this robot to harden the jetpack so it's less likely to be affected by an EM?
I will let you roll to make a kit and keep the motorcycle intact, or I will grant you a kit, but the motorcycle is toast.
Is it
Okay.
advanced technology?
Yes.
All right. I'll take my chances on leaving the motorcycle intact, but I think I can do this if I can get a little help from my friends to give me an edge on it.
I will help.
Right. Let's roll some dice.
So an advanced technology repair kit is probably theoretical, which means you would have to roll a 20, 25?
I roll a 22, no crits, 15, and a 7 on the D8. That's assuming no downshifts due to hunger or me being batshit crazy at the moment.
Well, prototype is a 20. What'd you say you rolled?
22, 15, and a 7.
All right. So you strip off enough non-vital parts to make Scaffold, whatever kit he needs to do the thing that I've already forgotten that we were discussing.
We're trying to make the jetpack EM proof so that when he drops a nuclear bomb on a giant group of zombies, that basically he can fly away from that without crashing and dying.
Okay. Yeah, good point.
Thanks.
All right. Yes, that will accomplish that. It will eat up the kit. We don't have to worry about him falling out of the air because of the subjective objective. But he's still got to make roll for inside the blast radius and the shockwave. But the EMP will not affect him.
All right. A roll is in a driving roll, or do I have to make some kind of roll to attack with the bomb first?
Oh, that's basically a sub-function of driving. So let's just keep it simple.
Okay. 2 different rolls or all one?
Let's do one.
Okay.
Higher the better.
All right. I'm pulling in all the stops. which I've explained all the different ways that I get bonus before. So that is 24.
2 upshifts.
2 upshifts would turn it into an automatic success.
Okay. So you fly up while scaffold disappears. Let me cover everyone else. Are you doing anything, preparing anything? You want to observe things? Now's your chance.
I'd say basically getting ready to take cover.
Yeah, everyone get cover and protect Reaper as much as you can, even by putting your bodies in front of it. I need to watch this. Now, granted, I'm not looking directly at it because I know better than to look at a nuclear flash, but I'm trying to observe it, and that may put me in harm's way.
Okay.
I do make sure that I'm at least 1,850 feet from the edge of the bomb.
Okay.
Like at the edge of where I calculate the bomb would drop.
Hard man.
Basically trying to find cover and just keeping a watch for any hostiles.
Okay. All right. Scaffold. You've made your roll just for, the splash page in the comic book I'm imagining in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Where or how are you dropping this suitcase nuke?
Well, if I understand my orders, it's to kind of get right in the middle of, or I guess I wouldn't need to get in the middle of it. So right on the edge of that swarm of junkions that we saw. And I'll toss it, and then I will turn tail and nosedive the full thrust of my jetpack.
Make sure it's activated before you throw it down there.
Oh my goodness, yes, I do.
So one further clarifying question, and then we'll deal with the aftermath.
Okay.
Which end of the platform are you kind of aiming for? The tip, where the ultimate observation would be, or the base, which is basically where the observational platform connects with the planetary core?
Where are the zombies?
Zombies are all over. There doesn't seem to be a particular mass that is denser or larger than any other.
So if I understand it, I think I want to go for the tip. I don't know if I have any chance to consult with everybody, like just before I take off. I say, so where am I throwing this?
Greatest concentration or a leader if you can see one. The leader is probably near the tip because he's the one setting off the bomb.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a different opinion?
No.
Okay.
I'm refraining from making any comments.
Usually classified would say opinions, thoughts at this point. Didn't.
Okay. You drop the bomb roughly 2 miles from the tip towards the base. And you give yourself 45 seconds to kind of fly over the edge and dive underneath the platform so the blast doesn't directly affect you. And that manages to break off the tip. So you've got 20 square miles of steel platform falling down from 500 feet up. It impacts. There's a lot of screaming and a lot of stifled moaning as a whole mess of junkions die. And this has to be some sort of militaristic record for most people killed with a single suitcase nuke, if Guinness recognizes that.
They certainly won't write it down until afterwards.
Yeah. And again, first time, so technically not a war crime.
That's our motto.
We now have a unit motto.
Yeah.
Setting the bar high.
We couldn't kill them. They were already dead.
Works for me.
So just so you know, just so you can write it down in your diaries, you've killed 4,638 junkion.
And they were all bad.
Yes, absolutely.
What's wrong, Annie?
I killed them. I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them!
Leaving only approximately 200,000 more that are still alive on various other parts of the platform. The tip, which is immense, the size of a skyscraper in any large American city, falls down, creates a huge thunderous boom, sends out debris and dust and metal carving, shavings almost to the edge of where you're standing. You're hit by a blast of wind. Somebody gets a couple of metal splinters. You should be far enough away. You don't have to worry about any radiation. And there are a few moans and groans of people, I use that term loosely, of people that you may not have specifically killed outright. And emerging from a pile of Junkions is, he's not an Autobot, he's not a Decepticon, you're not sure what the third faction are called, but Retgar pops up out of the mass grave of Junkions and immediately zeroes in on your group and starts walking towards you. Retgar is about 22 feet tall, solidly built. I sent that picture in. He doesn't bother with his alt form. He's only about 6 miles away from you when he emerges from the wreckage. So he's just going to casually stroll that. It's going to take him 4 minutes. And he's not shouting, he's not cursing, but you can see the murder in his eyes from 6 miles away as he's walking. So you have a couple of rounds to prepare yourself. That's just enough time for Scaffold to get back and you guys to make this final stand as a group. Go team.
There is a name for the third faction. They're called targets.
Yeah, there you go.
And I want to make sure that you folks know that this is for everything. Every last inch of ammunition you have, hold nothing back. This guy's got to die, and it's got to be us that does it.
I like those fucking orders.
Might be the last ones I ever give, so enjoy them. We want to spread out. There's only one of him. There's a whole lot of us, and we can cover a lot of ground. Make them focus on any one of us means that everybody else has a side or a back to shoot at. I'm going to be dropping grenades on them.
I specifically got a set of Transformers dice as a gift from my mother for my birthday.
Oh,
And I thought it would be appropriate to use that for Retgar.
very nice.
I'm rolling for initiative for Retgar. Scaffold.
12.
12.
If you want, Hardman got a 6.
8.
Cool.
That's a 7.
Okay. Ambulon actually goes first. He draws his laser gun and shoots Retgar the moment he's in extreme range. I'll take a penalty to my shooting and failed horribly. Okay. Next is a tie between Retgar and Scaffold. Scaffold, what is your speed?
Speed is 6.
You go first.
All right. I'm going to blast off. I will think on it. Then I will blast off and I will do a strafing run to blast him with the electromagnetic energy as I pass.
Okay.
That is a 26 no crit.
Nice.
Yeah, my D20s are happy with me tonight.
They are. Damn it. That hits. How much damage?
That is 1 electromagnetic damage.
Okay. And he goes next. He pops a couple of missile racks out of his back compartment. The garbage point of the garbage truck. He's going to launch them at you. Okay. Does a 14 hit anybody?
No.
Negative.
No.
Okay. So he sends a couple off, but he's still kind of extreme range, so they fall a little bit short. And maybe you get dusted by some wind and some metal scraps, but no actual damage happened. After that is classified.
I am going to attempt my standard move of... I'm creating a lot of chatter here. I'm going to attempt to outwit and stun him with my deception check. I will get his attention and I will speak to him in Cybertronian, hoping that he can hear it. And the difficulty on this is... Sorry, I'm just quickly checking that. Okay, so it just says a deception skill test, so I assume it's on...
He'll defend with his willpower.
Yeah, he'll have to defend with his willpower. Okay, cool. Okay, I have a 21, which is a 16 and a 5. No crits. And I say, you dare you call yourself a leader. Look at you. You're a walking disaster, barely held together by the metal that you are made of. You think you inspire our fear? The only thing you inspire in us is pity and disgust.
Okay. That makes him pause. And he says, that is true. Squishy flesh bag. I don't know where you come from, but believe me, I'm going to accelerate your return to that pathetic world you call home. Being a pathetic scrap of metal is the point. This war has gone on too long and corrupted too many lives and destroyed our culture. It will end here. And he grabs the body of a Junkion and he rips it in half and places it over his arm, and he actually heals himself of a point of damage. Reaper.
Reaper just steps up, pulls up his artillery lobber, looks at him and says, I'm the Reaper. I'm here to take you to the other side. It's time to put you down. And I'm opening fire.
Sure.
And I'm going to miss with a 5. 2 and a 3 is not going to do anything for anyone today.
It is not your best roll.
Nope.
Everyone has an additional hit point.
Oh, nice.
And
Thank you.
let me just see here. There's one more thing.
No, I'm just trying to get used to this atmosphere.
Yeah, sure. That's it.
Yep. Ballistics are totally, completely different on this planet.
Plus, you've never done target practice at the planet's core. So, yeah, there's probably some gravity things going on.
Yeah, there's got to be some weird gravitational shit going down.
What'd you come up with, classified?
4.
You said you were checking something?
I have something where I give people, I think, an upshift or a bonus or something like that on the first attack of a round, but that has passed. So,
Hard man.
So as a move action, I'm going to look over at Reaper. You know what? You're one of the best of us. Next time you can get this. You can get this down. You got him next time, which is my inspiring words, which gives him a +2 on his next skill test.
Nice.
Shift of 2 skill test.
I can give you an edge. You get an edge on your attack.
And then I'm going to use my heavy machine gun and open fire on him.
Okay. I'm going to charge you a downshift because he's still at kind of extreme range.
Okay. And that gives me a 11, 13.
Does not overcome his toughness. So falls a little bit short. We are back to the top of the round with Ambulon. He doesn't charge straight forward, but he kind of circles out to the right. Like he's maybe going to go for a flank, and he's going to expend his whole action doing that.
Sidestepping it?
He's running away, but he's arcing around. Scaffold.
All right, I'm going to come in for a second pass. Same
Okay.
deal. It's 24, and it is a crit. That's 2 electromagnetic damage, assuming it.
Okay. Absolutely hurt him. But he gets 1 reaction. Heal using the body of a Junkion, so he will heal 1 of that. Then on his action, he will aim for you specifically
Yeah.
and try and shoot you out of the sky. In fact, he is going to take 2 downshifts and specifically target your jetpack.
Oh, you can do that without any kind of downshift, a valid target.
Oh, awesome. Even better. Of course, I don't think a 13 is quite going to do.
13 is exactly what he needed.
Oh,
13 toughness, 13 evasion.
okay. So he takes a bead, fires some sort of junk cannon that just fires shrapnel and shreds your jetpack.
How much damage?
He doesn't have anything that boosts, didn't roll a critical, so just 1.
Okay.
After Scaffold is Retgar nuked your jetpack. After that is Classified.
I'm going to attempt to do the same thing. We're going to attempt to outwit him again to stun him. Okay, that gives me a 19 and a 6. Crit on the 6 is 25
Nice.
with 1 crit.
That definitely hits.
And with a crit, it will stun him for 2 rounds rather than 1.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And so I need to say something obvious.
Please do.
You incredible fool. To destroy Cybertron will not end the war. The Decepticons and Autobots have both escaped over the space bridge. You would need to destroy that first before you had any chance of ending this war. All you will do is change the location and give them further reason to spread the war throughout the galaxy. Have you not thought of that?
That's actually very good. You guys can have an extra story point for that.
And also know that he is stunned. All attacks against him enjoy an edge.
Yep. Speaking of, it's your turn.
I know. I've been waiting. It's time to light this son of a gun up because I have an upshift of 2 from Hardman from his little words of inspiration. So, and now with that edge, let's see. That is a 17.
Nope.
Son of a gun. Okay. It was a 15 and a 2.
Hardman.
Okay, as a free action, I'm going to turn on my personal shield. And anyone within 10 feet of me gets a +5 to their toughness and speed or evasion. And my action, I'm going to reload.
Okay.
That'll be it.
Easy enough. Back to the top of the round. Ambulon. He's also screaming things at Retgar, kind of in Classified's vein, but Classified is the hero. I will try not to overshadow. He's going to shoot.
Please feel free to overshadow. I can use all the help I can get.
No, that was a shortcut for I can't think of anything good. But Ambulon did get a 16, which doesn't hit anyway. It wasn't quite that good. And he's throwing a couple of transformer grenades that he has kind of into the odd squirming mob of other Junkions, just to make sure there's no surprises from that angle. And he's maneuvered to basically a flanking position around Retgar. So anyone that attacks him directly gets one upshift.
Oh, I forgot. I get 2 attacks now.
Yep. Next time you can invoke that.
I will.
Scaffold's your turn.
I cannot afford to be flying on a damaged jetpack, so I am going to command Bithiani Tiniani to handle it for me.
Okay.
So I got an 11 on my technology test to get him to do that, and then he does a technology, or I can do technology tests through him.
Okay.
So I can repair it with, that's a 14. So I have repaired the damage, and all that. I would still have a move action, so I'll just position myself somewhere that I can do another strafe run on Retgar next turn.
Okay.
Actually, how many more?
Lots.
Okay, so he has basically an endless supply of health.
Well, he only gets one reaction to heal, and if he dedicates a whole, not a free action, he can heal 1. So in theory, if he does nothing else, he can heal 2 points per round. He is not currently doing that. He's still showing obvious signs of damage, but he's not dead yet, which in theory he should be somewhere around death if he wasn't healing himself.
Okay.
And it is his turn. And he shouts out, "Why should I be a further victim even after I've died? I spent my life in service of the side that I picked back when it mattered. And now it doesn't. And nothing happens except more and more beings joining my side. This war will end if I have to do it myself. And the only way I can do that is to end everything."
All right. Let me know when I'm up and I'll respond to that.
Yep. He's going to make a random attack. Let's pick
He's still stunned, I believe. 2 turns?
Hard Man.
Is he not stunned for 2 turns?
Oh, yeah, he is. Okay. So, yeah, he'll just expend that free action to retort. He's stunned for 1 more round. Thank you for the reminder. I had that written down on my little sheet, but I didn't bother looking at it. Classified. It is your turn to retort.
Okay. Let's see how this turns out. I'm going to roll it before I use the good speech because, there's no sense having the good speech if it turns out to be a failure.
Sure.
Okay. A 17 and a 5. That gives me a 22. I don't know if that's good enough.
It is.
But don't you see your plan is flawed? You will not be ending it. In fact, there will be many people left spread hither and yon throughout the universe that will continue to make your kind. You might end this experience for me, but you could do that simply by putting your gun down, stop healing, and simply die. If you wanted to end it for everyone, you're going to have to look at taking this fight larger.
Okay. Reaper?
Obviously Reaper is still having trouble with this atmosphere. That is a whopping 9.
Oof. Yeah.
Jesus, my dice are hating me tonight.
But the second attack, did you learn anything?
Yeah, that's where we're going now. I'm changing out dice. And my second attack, obviously, I figured out that a 24 should hit this bastard, hopefully.
It does. You just have to lean a little bit more to the right, and you're fine.
Yep, I got it now. I'm on it. So that's 2 points of damage.
Okay.
I lean into it with that heavy artillery round, dropping right down on him.
Heck yeah. And he pulls up more Junkions and starts attaching random parts to him. Hard Man.
Sorry, is he stunned?
Yeah, that's a reaction. He can heal 1 point.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm going to aim to get an upshift, and then I'm going to take 3 downshifts, more damage.
Oof.
If I hit, and a 19. I got to die. 19, dirty 20.
Yeah, that's exactly what you needed. How much damage?
I am going to empty the mag for a total of 6 damage.
Holy cheaper. Okay, so Classified gives his last line, and you kind of step up beside him and just unload on Retgar, who's determinately walking towards you, raising his Energon powered axe, and is about to cleave one or both of you in half. But you hit something in his central processor, which is kind of its own miracle because he's made of composite parts, and who knows where his central processor is exactly. But you manage to hit it, and he stumbles to his knees, like right in front of you and Classified, and he says, "Don't you understand what you've done? The war will never be over. Even the dead are burdened with this." And he just falls over, and the light goes out in his eye.
You should have listened to Classified.
Well, and I say to him, but your war is over.
And you look up and see the massed couple of thousand more Junkions who were kind of doing, like, have you ever seen the animal specials about the Amazon ants who make like the bridges with their own bodies to let their compatriots kind of swarm over them to get to the enemy?
Yes.
They were working on that to kind of get down to a level where they could all attack you. But when Retgar dies, they all seem to lose their coordination. So all of the bridges that they were kind of forming instantly fall apart. So hundreds more live Junkions kind of fall to the ground. Some die, of course, but enough survive that it's potentially bad. They don't seem to be focused on you. A couple head towards you, but from where they fall, they're still 5 miles away. So you have some time. But not everyone who falls, even in your vicinity, focuses on you. They just kind of wander around like they're true Night of the Living Dead zombies. So you can walk away.
I say we walk away and just make this Zombieville. Let them hang out down here. Make sure no one else comes down here and fucks around with shit. They don't have the smarts to blow anything up.
Okay.
They're like a guard dog now.
Do we need to contain the zombie infection at all?
I'm not worried about it, are you?
Ambulon?
Without rolling at all, Scaffold, the magnitude of the infection is far beyond what the four of you are capable of. Even if Ambulon generously agreed to be on your side, it's kind of beyond what the five of you could do with just the equipment that you're holding.
All right.
Ambulon, what was Retgar going to use to destroy the core?
He had the Cybertronian equivalent of a nuclear missile.
Does he have it?
Well, I'm assuming it's over there, and he kind of points to the tip of the observational tower that Scaffold nuked.
What do you know about those? What kind of range are they? What kind of blast radius are they? Is this something you would think about?
Just generalities. There aren't many left. They weren't used a lot within the last 100,000 years.
Is there any safe distance that we could put them on in here to wipe out these zombies without accidentally setting off the core?
Do not wipe us out.
There are too many variables.
I'm very big on the not wiping us out part.
Yeah. And he's not familiar enough with your physiology to guarantee that you would.
Another time then. All right. We've done what we need to do. I turn to Nike here, our friend, and say, look, we've done what you said we needed to do. Take us to the cores.
Okay. He can do that. I'm impressed by your bravery and your tactics. Little fleshy bags of water. Or humans, whatever you call yourselves. I would like to accompany you. You specifically, he says, as he kind of does the presidential like knuckle pointing, so pointing without actually pointing at Scaffold. You particularly, human, are a fascinating subject, and I must study you more. Plus, I think I know where we can get a copy of Data Point.
What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yeah, everyone walks off into the sunset. Scaffold has to walk because his backpack isn't quite repaired yet, and we can see him in the last panel wrenching it with the various ad hoc tools that he has. I get a couple of aftermath things I want to deal with. So, for example, Hardman.
Yes, sir.
You specifically used power called Empty the Clip.
Yes.
You are out of ammo, sir.
Okie.
Mark that for next time. You will have to get some sort of ad hoc weapon. You've maybe got a clip left in your pistol, but all of your good stuff is out.
Okie.
And Reaper, roll a 20-sided dice for me, please, sir.
Gotcha. 14.
You're fine. You've got a little bit of ammo left.
Whew, I haven't even pulled up my M4A1 yet.
Yeah, basically. Scaffold.
Yeah.
Do you want to be in charge of food or water?
Water's more important.
Okay. Make me some sort of what your argument would be for a conservation.
I mean, that would be a survival check, but I don't have any. So, alertness? Just to
Two
look
up
around.
shifts.
Oh, well, I'd still be rolling with a snag. I guess I could think on it and get rid of my snag. How many times can I think on it? Free action. All right, just whenever. All right,
Okay.
I'll take the 2 upshifts and I will try and find us some water.
I can also give you an edge because I know the area. Well, I've done that research on the area.
So think on it gives me an edge. The edge cancels out the snag, and you can't have more than one applied. So it's a straight D20, but that's okay. I rolled a 14 and a 2 on the D4, so 16 to find water.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You find a couple of puddles because this is kind of the center of the planet, so it all winds up here until the core kind of evaporates it. So you find enough potable water that you don't have to worry about running out for the next adventure unless it's dramatically appropriate.
All right.
So classified, that puts you in charge of food, sir. Even though I know that's not your main priority.
Can I see if the computers will whisper anything in my ear about where I might find food around here?
Absolutely.
Alrighty then. Let's do a computers check. At this point, the connector now just connects in when I point my arm at it, which might be very uncomfortable for other people to watch, just to, ratchet up the creepiness a little.
Sure. I'm absolutely for that.
Yeah, like he's not human at all.
Okay, 18's a good place to start. 23. Highest is a 5 on the DC.
Okay. Yeah. You can find some kind of protein paste. It's not good, but it will give you most of your vital necessities, sans vitamins. It'll keep you alive for a couple more days.
It's basically lubricant from the dead guys, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Only you kind of gloss over that part when you tell everybody else to mix it in with their MREs to kind of bulk it up a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm totally going to tell them.
Thanks.
Exactly where it came from. Point at the bodies.
But, it technically keeps you from starving.
We can now consider our enemy our food source.
Yeah, you're the first humans ever to cannibalize metal aliens.
Yet, again, where's Guinness?
Yeah, exactly.
We can eat it.
Never has there been a scenario where you needed Guinness and the War Crimes Tribunal at the same time.
We're setting the bar high.
Okay, so the goal for the next session probably, hopefully, maybe be the last session on Cybertron is to find the Sky Bridge and find a way off this godforsaken planet.
But I like it here.
You didn't say you forsook it.
They let us play with suitcase nukes here. They don't let us do that at home.
They do not.
For some reason.
Why?
Some inexplicable reason.
How many did we bring?
Just one.
Yeah, I think just the one.
But I mean, its kill ratio is pretty impressive.
What an oversight on our part. We should have all brought one.
It's a theoretical requisition roll.
Guys, the next time we deploy to an alien planet, we all need to bring a suitcase nuke, okay?
I think that was a once only trick.
That needs to be a standard issue.
Okay. I feel like it's thematically appropriate if I give you a level, because that was a pretty sizable philosophical and actual battle that cost you, because Hardman, your primary heavy gunner, is out of ammo.
I'm down to a EMP grenade and an explosive grenade and a few bolts in my pistol.
I can give you an EMP smart grenade. Actually, I'll give you 2.
Okie dokie.
They are off my list and into yours.
Just added them.
Get a general perk. It'll take a while to narrow down.
Everybody goes to level 8. Probably won't level up next time because that's like 3 levels in 4 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking, you said that if we were still on Cybertron when we got a smarts level, we could take advanced alien technology, but you said I could take advanced alien medicine.
Yep.
So I am taking that as a specialization.
Sure. Especially since you probably get to poke around the Junkion's innards with Ambulon kind of pointing out some stuff. So that's perfect. Just
Nice. And as my perk, I am picking up uninterrupted break, I believe is what it is, which this will help us all out going forward. It is, uninterrupted break. The best commanders and corporate leaders alike know that allowing for rest and relaxation can be vitally important for unit cohesion and readiness, even under combat conditions. By forcing yourself and your team to take an uninterrupted 10-minute rest, you can rejuvenate the spirits. Select one of the following benefits to apply at the end of this time period. Each benefit may only be gained once per day. All allies heal 2 hit points of damage. All allies heal 1 point of essence damage, or the team gains 1 story point.
Do we need any healing?
Yeah. Does anyone need healed? Because now would be the time for me to do that.
I feel like a rest would be fantastic, irrespective of whether we are down hit points or not.
I come down 1 from last session. I don't know how that
All
works
right.
as far as healing goes.
I can go ahead and make a roll on that to
Sure.
get you up. Let's see. I get all my dice on this one. Pretty much all. Yeah. I got a 16. So, yeah, you're definitely healed up if you're only down 1.
Sounds good to me.
Anybody else need healing?
Like, not physically.
Yeah, I don't think any one of us can heal what's going on with your character. you need your mini-con. I don't think any of us have the ability to do what you need us to do.
Eric, I'm going to take a level in culture. Can I pick up the Cybertronian language as a part of that? Or Cybertronian language as part of that?
Does the culture raise your intelligence? Or
Yeah,
smarts.
my smarts. Yeah, my smarts goes up 1.
Okay. So you get an extra language for every 2 or 3 points.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that puts me up then, because I'm now at smarts 9. So I will
So yeah, you should be good.
go Cybertronian with that.
Yeah, double check your origin. It'll tell you what rate you learn languages at.
Well, the DM just said yes, so I don't want to look at that up. And I do think I probably acquired it through StoryMe. Like, it makes sense considering I've been logging into their system.
Yeah, I concur.
And my whole thing, I think, is just I've learned to make the guys, you need to just sit down and take a minute.
And now that Classified knows Cybertronian, the next time anyone else gets 2 or 3 point boost, check your origin to your smarts, and you get another language. Cybertronian is absolutely on the table.
Ooh, I might be getting near that with this boost, to be honest. See.
Okay. Anybody got any last ditch efforts for extra things, scrap iron creations?
Oh, yeah, let's see if we can do a high technology to create an energy weapon out of the bits and bobs that are around. I'll pack them up if I can take them, but if any of the bad guys have an energy weapon or the parts to make one, maybe Scaffold and I can rig up a something that's powered by Energon for Hardman to use as a weapon.
Okay.
Scaffold, you going to help me on this, buddy?
Yeah, I can help you out.
All right. I'm going to say, is advanced technology a good specialization for this?
I would consider it adequate, and we'll say whatever you roll would be the equivalent of what Hardman can request as an ad hoc requisition.
Sorry, buddy. That'd be a 12.
That still might be enough for...
Non-energy weapons restricted.
Oh, shoot. So close. Well, I mean, take a moment. Is there anything you can pull out of your collective asses to give him a boost or a reroll so he can make that?
No, I can't reroll a story point on a 3.
No, gotta be a 1.
Can you give yourself your bonuses?
No.
Damn it.
I know better than to buy my own bullshit.
What about giving them to Scaffold?
We're not in combat, so I can't use my inspiring words again.
Yeah, if I'm allowed to make a test, then I can...
Can any of us shooters put our targeting in there as our expertise in using weapons? I have a D6 in targeting. Can I lend assistance?
We were doing an energy close combat weapon.
Oh, close combat. Oh, okay.
Right? The energized close combat weapon, Charles? That's what we were going for?
I did specify it might have been a blaster, but really what it was down to was what do we have the parts to build?
If you were going for a directed element weapon or an element jet, those are limited, so the 12 that you rolled would have been enough.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I understood that you were making like some kind of lightsaber.
I was trying to create something that we had the ammunition for to give him to you. Was not.
Yeah, it makes more sense that you were going for some kind of ranged weapon.
So that will work then? We got a weapon for him?
If Eric's okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't quite replace like your M60, but it is definitely like a heavy pistol that shoots some sort of energy damage.
Okay. So for the stats for it, heavy pistol?
Yeah. Make it a heavy pistol. Does 1, pick an energy form.
And we've got a lot of Energon here to fill it up with.
Yep.
Okay. That works.
Unless you roll, unless we choose to go that route for some sort of dramatic purpose, we have solved your lack of ammunition problem. So if you use your empty the clip on your next action, you don't drain the clip, you overheat it for half hour, an hour, or whatever.
Okay. That works.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, think that's it.
I feel like that's enough.
Yeah. All right. I think that does it for the evening then, gentlemen.
And this has been an episode of the Energon Protocols. The Energon Protocol stars Aaron Moss as Hardman and as Stealth Mode, Eric Ergen as Copper Stout, Ryan Costello as Scaffold and Shoehorn, Joshua McGuire as Reaper and Mongoose, Charles Cushman as Classified and Ghost Town, and starring Eric Smith as the Storyteller. A big thanks to Hasbro, Marvel Comics, Skybound Entertainment, and all the other comic companies for the years of great G.I. Joe resources and stories. And thanks to Renegade Studios and all their employees for their role-playing game. And a big thank you to all you listening to the Energon Protocols. This is a mostly monthly podcast where a handful of geeks get together to play the Renegade Studios role-playing game, G.I. Joe. If you like what you're listening to, check out the role-playing game yourself. Go to renegadestudios.com and check out their fine listing of games. G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers, and many others. Also, be sure to check out the other shows on my network. My main G.I. Joe show is G.I. Joe, a Real American Headcast, and the brother show, which is Bravo Team, which looks at the G.I. Joe comics, cartoons, and other assorted G.I. Joe goodness over the years. There's also Head Speaks, where I look at anything geek-related. Plus, there are several other shows available at headcast.headspeaks.com. Again, that is headcast.headspeaks.com. And if you like what I'm doing here, head over to patreon.com/headcastnetwork and throw a few bucks in the tin. Greatly appreciated. And be sure to join us here next month for another amazing adventure of the Energon Protocols on the Headcast Network.
Yo, Joe.
My alt form is a giant left leg.
Gotcha. You can't turn into a vehicle? Just a giant leg?
Just a leg.
Gotcha.
This is Charles laughing, not classified. I would not laugh at such a thing, but that is hilarious.
Yeah. When I was digging through the wiki trying to find some obscure Transformers that I could use, and when I saw him, I was like, oh, my search is over.
A leg. Well, at least we have a leg up now.
Oh, God. And it starts.
There it is. I just posted it. That's Energon's alt form.
Oh, man. Maybe we can convince him to transform into an Earth ambulance to reconfigure before this mission's over. Oh, man.
He's already said he's not reconfiguring. It's like he's put his foot down.
Oh, Charles having too good of a time with this.
I wish I could say that was the end of it, but the dad energy here is just.
I mean, it's one of those things. Once he puts his foot down, it's not really going anywhere.
Well, I'm just worried he's going to take a heel turn.
We know he's not growing really tiptoe around things too much, though.
I'm going to step away for a minute and let you get the dad jokes out of your system. I'll be back in a minute.
There you go. You can chase the game master away.
I'm going to
Good
grab
job.
some water and think of more dad jokes.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, he brought this on himself by bringing this guy in, okay?
True story. True story.
Yeah.
Can't blame you for what you bring into it.
Yeah, you're gonna bring something like this in, and you're not gonna expect us to lay into it. Come on.
Yep.
However, I did pick up a Studio 86 Bumblebee and Brown last week.
I picked up the 86 Bumblebee from the Transformers the movie.
Yep, that's the one I picked up.
Yeah, I picked one up at Walmart the other day.
Yep, I got one of those, and they had Brawn. I picked Brawn up.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more into the classifieds, but I can't help myself. I pick up any of the movie figures I can find.
Yeah, same here. I'm classified, but I like that 86 line. It looks good.
Yeah, I say I like Transformers, but when all said and done, I like the original, the 85, 86, 87 versions of Transformers.
Yeah.
I haven't really been happy with anything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've got another. I've got was the Earthwave or something, Optimus and Megatron. Besides that, yeah, most of mine are the 86 movie Transformers I have.
Yeah, I've got 86 Ratchet, 86 Bumblebee, 86 Brawn, and I got 86 movie coordination Starscream.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, I picked him up at Ollie's when he was there for like $15.
Very nice. Yeah, see, the hell with you. Yeah, we don't have an Ollie's out here in California. I get all my podcasting friends. Oh, Ollie's got this, Ollie's got that. Oh, go to hell.